I don't know. There,
Lugnut fixed it.
Lugnut fixed it.
We're back. 200.
200. Very lackadaisical 200th episode here.
Yeah. We're 50 away from the bicentennial.
Yeah. We're just gonna keep. We're like, yeah, we'll save all the fanfare for 200. Now we're like, we'll save all the fanfare for 250.
Let's just keep kicking it down the road. Just keep kicking the can, Dan.
Oh man, ooh, I got an awesome article here.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, this is great. Oh man, it's all about flights too.
Okay, that was a nice topic of conversation at the beer share.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think I can drink all of this little cinders. I
Yeah.
feel like it's just going down foamy.
Going down too foamy for you?
Mm-hmm.
A little bubbly on the old guts.
It's like as soon as it just like fizzes up when it gets in my mouth. Pause. Do you know that's the new thing, Dan?
What?
The things that the youths are doing. What's up, Chris White? Pause when you say something gay. You just say pause.
No, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it originated, I think, on I think it's Mason Cameron have a podcast together.
Oh, okay. I gotta say, Tom, your light complexion is just on point. You've really been working on the light.
Yeah, it's been a focal point.
Been uphill battle.
I bought real uphill battle. I bought I was like, I watched back on last week's episode and I was like, I like the idea of like the dark background.
Yeah.
But I needed something to like separate the background. So I bought these stupid strip lights and they are just not good.
Yeah.
I cheaped out on Amazon and I paid the price, you know?
Did you get those ones that you like stick around the edge of your monitor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the same ones I got my wife for her vanity so she could do her makeup.
Yeah. You can see it back over here, right there.
Ah, yeah, a little bit.
Right there. I was hoping it was more going to come through over here. And then I have it over here as well. You can see it peeking through a little bit.
A little bit.
Printer there. I might have to switch some things around on the old cabinet there.
I'm really regretting having this massive Pilates ball in my background right now.
I didn't even notice that. You should just paint it red and say you're at Target.
Yeah, exactly. I got the big one so I could sit on it while I'm working at my desk.
Stole this at the from the Target parking lot.
Man, we're getting old, man. I got back pain. You know, got the back pain.
Doctor said you need a backiotomy. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what to tell. Yeah. I mean, that's why I have a heat pad right next to my desk. You know, it's sometimes you get that low back pain. You know, heat works wonders.
It does. It does.
Yeah, we gotta. I feel like we got an action-packed episode, or probably not.
I don't know, man. This I've been reading this article here about flights, and there's a lot that makes sense about just flights in general. And
Okay.
I can't wait to talk about it.
Dylan asked if we would be interested in getting our timeshare set up today. Get out of here.
Ooh. Dylan,
we gave you a free stay. At least you could do is sit through this meeting.
Yeah, you've sat through 200. Now, guys, we need some money.
Oh, not in the timeshares. Can I interest you in Mary Kay makeup? Trying to get that pink Cadillac.
Sponsored us. Can I interest you in some Hot Belly? What
beer bellies?
Yeah, beer belly merchandise.
Yeah, that was
whatever happened to those guys?
Went out of business. I think he became an Etsy storefront.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, it was shitty design. The guy was like, "Oh yeah, let's we can do or no, he hit me up and he was like, "Do you want anything? I'm going to Pizza Port. Do you want anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, send me some shawarma." And he was like, "Okay." And I even Venmoed him $20 for a 6-pack, and then we never heard from him again. He took my $20 and ran.
Oh man.
Yeah. So out of the 50 that he gave us, we ended up net 30 minus what we paid for the clothing. So we probably ended up in that sponsorship losing money.
Oh, of course.
Oh man.
Oh.
Ooh. Wow. All right.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good, beer mule. Oh,
Yeah.
pair of pints. Hot belly. The ground up. Oh, hot belly.
Oh man. It's been in the Pints family name for years.
It's been in the Pints family name for years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. On that note, you want to go live, Daniel?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. I gotta bring up a video. What do we do for 200? Let's just go classic. We'll go classic.
Ugh.
Oh, the banter video.
I'm not going to say anything about the video this time. You know, we always complain about it.
You said it all with ugh right before we went to it.
I know. I don't want to say anything. That's it. That's all you're going to get out of me.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Let's go live with the audio here.
Do it. Go now.
Yo, welcome back, everybody. We did it. We made it all the way to 200.
Oh, 200. Yeah. 200 just
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. Somehow, some way, we made it to 200.
I don't know how we did it, Tom, but we're here.
We are here. We're drinking beer. Get used to it.
There you go. Hey, that kind of worked.
Yeah. We're here. We're drinking beer. Get used to it.
We're just not going to make any merch with that whatsoever.
No.
Nope. Not at all.
No.
Don't want that. Don't want that heat.
No, you know what? What we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to make merch out of it, and then we're never going to do it. We're never going to follow through.
Nope. I mean, that's all of our merch, though.
Yeah.
I see.
We've been talking about glassware for 150 episodes.
200 guys. We've come a long way. Still no merch.
We can get it. We can do it. I just need to figure out a way to combine our revenue sources. Yeah, we'll take this offline, Dan.
We'll take this offline.
Yeah, it's corporate speech. Corporate
speech.
Let's take this offline.
Take this offline.
We're gonna take this offline.
We're gonna go to the back office to talk about this.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the greatest podcast to exist in the history of podcasts. It's your internationally acclaimed, Cindy Crawford approved podcast of hops, high fives. Whoop, nope, there it is. And friendship. We switched it up again. Now I'm all thrown off.
You know what? I have my desk set up like this too, and I have to keep going like this.
Let's. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
What's up, Tom?
It's better, much better. It's so much more natural. It is. And friendship. I'm your host, the Crispiest of Boys, the crowd killer of Crispies. Yeah, it's got to be something different because I can't go the Crispiest of Boys to the crowd killer of Crispies. It's too much crispy.
It's too much crispy.
Too much crisp.
I don't know, man.
We'll figure it out. We'll work on it.
Okay.
It's Tom.
And I'm your other host. I'm not going to change it because I don't want to keep debating it every week. It's the Hot Master General. It's the Royersford Rattlesnake.
Oh,
hell yeah. You got Dan here.
All right, everybody. And it is, I was thinking about this tonight.
What were you thinking about, Tom?
We're barely into 2020 hard 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the hell are we going to get through this whole year?
Already slowing down for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thought I knew a lot more hardcore than I do, apparently.
We know a lot of core. We have to we have to dive into all the cores, man.
Is it all the cores? Do we just encumber, like, do we encumber like crab core, vibe core?
Yeah.
Let's everything. Do it. It's just,
that's what we were talking about before. We're like, hey, we're even gonna have math core in here.
Okay. All right. I'm fine with it. Yeah. I think that's the only way we're gonna get through the year.
Yeah.
We can't just pigeonhole ourselves into hardcore.
I know. That's why I said we have to do all the cores, man.
All right. I'm for it.
Core values.
Core 2020. Values. Hardcore values.
Yep. Hard 4 values.
Hard 4 values. All right, everybody. It is 2020 hard 4, and we are the best friends podcast in the world, and we are starting right now.
Oh man, it's so gnarly. Oh. Man, I want to tear up my basement right now. I want to throw this Pilates ball out the window.
A little breakdown.
And it just picks right back up. Love it.
How do you not love a hardcore song called Sincerely Hated? Well, still going. I hit pause. Stop. There you go. There we are. All right.
Isn't Chad straight edge too? I love the amount of like straight edge, like hardcore references we're gonna make while we have a craft beer podcast. Just be like, are they straight edge too?
I mean, Dan, think about it. If you were Edge, wouldn't you hate a lot of things too? Wouldn't you just be filled with hate?
Yeah, you're like the straight edge guy of like craft beer, just like hating on hazies and sours.
I just mean like if you were Edge and like you were like, I'm not doing drugs, I'm not drinking alcohol. A drop of alcohol has never touched these lips.
Yeah, you're either in a hardcore band or you're Tom Cruise, basically.
That's true. Yeah, yep. You're either in a hardcore band or you're a Scientologist.
Yeah, inside you are two wolves.
All right, everybody, let's get this out of the way. Follow, rate, review. Give us a rating. We've done this for 200 episodes, so should we still continue to do this? I don't know. It's just time filler at this point. Follow, rate, review. Give us a follow on all major podcast platforms. Give us a rating. Dan, rating?
5-star party, baby.
5-star party. And give us a review. If you want to support us non-monetarily, the best way to do that is by giving us a review. That helps us get into the old Apple algorithms, and we can
it helps brighten our day too, you know.
Yeah,
it's nice we love reading them. Yeah. They're always special in our hearts, so
but if you do want to support us monetarily, there's two ways to do that. One way is through a link in our bio. There's a listener support section, and go there, you can donate some money to the podcast. If the best way though to support us monetarily is, Daniel,
oh yeah, it's Sub with Prime.
Sub with Prime, baby. Steal from the rich, give to the poor. Actually, it's not. You're making the rich richer.
Yeah, guys, we would appreciate your hard-earned money if you supported directly, but if you just want to save those pennies, maybe save them to come have a beer with us one day. Sub with Prime. Don't use your hard-earned money. Use Jeff Bezos. Make him throw a couple shekels our way.
If you have an Amazon Prime account, and you have a Twitch account, you can link those together, and you can sub to the podcast for free. We get a kickback, and you get to watch the podcast without any advertisements. It's a cool thing. We get kickback. It's all good. It's all fun. All good. All fun and games. But yeah, Sub with Prime. And as always, we are part of the Hopped Up Network. Hopped Up Network is an ever-growing group of independent craft beer podcasts, much like our own. If you like our podcast, you might like some of the others on the network. Check them out, www.hoppedupnetwork.com. Instagram at Hopped Up Network.
Oh yeah.
They don't get one. Maybe when they start feeding us money, then they'll deserve their air horns.
Nicest people. I always forget that they follow me on my personal one until I post a picture of my kid, and then they're just like, "Hop that network liked your post." I went, "What?
Why? Why? Why?"
Gotta love them. Gotta love them.
Yeah. Let's get into this first beer. Jeff Bezos is the grown-up version of the Dan. Yes. That is pretty on point.
Yeah, man. I would say the physicality is still there. He still looks like that dancing baby.
Yeah. I love the juxtaposition of they did that like early interview with Jeff Bezos when he's like in his like 93 Toyota Corolla, and they're like, "Jeff, you're worth $1 billion. You know, Amazon is taking off. Yeah. Why are you still?" He's like, "I like to stay rooted, and you know, I don't need fancy things." And cut to a couple years later after he's divorced, and he's got a 600-foot super yacht, and he's building a clock in a mountainside.
That's rich people shit right there.
Mm-hmm. Just he's building a doomsday clock.
A clock in a mountains.
So he's building a clock in a mountainside that will run longer than we will exist.
So what's it going to run off of?
I don't know, Dan.
Oh man.
Gears.
Tom, you can't just bring this up without not having all the like answers here.
I don't think anybody has the answers yet. That's going to run off of Amazon stock, apparently.
Oh man, it's just like what Amazon is seeping out of us.
He sold like $2 billion worth of Amazon stock the other day to help fund this.
The Amazon clock. It's going to be like the Watchmen, what they have at the doomsday clock now.
Jeff Bezos clock. There it is. Oh, there's a whole website. Oh, it's a .net. LOL.
Oh man.
The 10,000-year-old clock.
It's supposed to run for 10,000 years?
Yeah. What if you could build a clock that would last for 10,000 years? Nobody has ever thought of ever. A clock that would tick only once a year, bong once a century, and cuckoo once a millennium. A clock that would be a symbol of long-term thinking and a reminder of our responsibility for the future. Really, you're just gonna like be like avant-garde with everything now.
Dude, can you imagine like he like signed
$42 million, by the way, is
this guy. Yeah, this guy Danny Hillis or something is the father of the clock. Apparently, like, can you imagine if he just like caught Jeff Bezos like it's something that he can just like hold over his head completely, or like he got Jeff Bezos to sign for this like drunk after like at an after party or something. Jeff, I got this idea for a clock, man. I want to get your input on it. And they like bumped a fucking line of coke off a toilet, and he's like, I'm in, 100% in, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's got to be something where like he convinced him to do like a line of coke off a tranny hooker's dick or something like that. And he's like taking pictures, and he's like, "Yes, my clock is made."
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna get this clock made. I got Bezos in my right pocket."
It's basically the plot of the movie Rockstar starring Mark Wahlberg and Jennifer Aniston. Yeah. It consists of several components such as a solar synchronizer, a pendulum, a chime generator, and a series of gears and dials. The clock is 500 feet tall.
Sounds pretty basic, right there.
Height of the mountain. Gets worse, Dan. The clock is synchronized with the sun every noon, and it keeps track of the year, century, and millennium. Also has a chime generator that will create over 3.5 million unique bell chime sequences, ensuring that no 2 days will sound the same. Clock has a 5-room sized anniversary chambers,
Yeah, I
one
just
for
saw that.
each of the here's the best part. Um, the chambers are sealed spaces for time-related artifacts and messages for humanity's future. The first chamber will contain a model of the solar system, and the others will be left for future generations to fill. Ugh,
I don't like it.
hate it. I hate it. $42 million could have been used somewhere else.
Affordable housing.
Yeah. Yeah, but those bums can get jobs.
Jeez.
I mean, that's the thinking behind like all these multi-trillionaires that are like, hey, you could solve homelessness and it wouldn't even affect your bottom line. And they're like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck those bums.
It's like they let him eat cake. When what's her name said that Marie Antoinette,
Yeah.
before she got her head chopped off, the people
Mhm.
were starving because they didn't have bread. So she goes, well, let them eat cake, because she thought, oh, if they don't have bread, they could just eat cake.
Yeah. She was also like 13 years old. So,
Different time, man. It was a different time.
Different time. Yeah.
Different
It was
time.
a very mature 13 years old at the time.
Different time, Tom. Different time.
Yeah.
People died at the age of 20 back then.
Right. Yeah. All the poop in the streets.
That's when they said,
Why are we getting sick?
You're saying like 40 was like when you're over the hill. It's
Yeah.
it's like so not considered anything anymore.
Yeah. It's I guess technically 40 would be over the hill now, right?
Oh, Tom,
Still.
stop it. Come on, I'm
Like-
not. We're just rolling towards it. Like
Well, we're
Jeff Bezos clock. We're just ticking right to it.
I think we did this on another episode. We're just this is our clip show. We're just
Oh yeah, we're doing the 200.
we're reliving topics from yesterday.
Damn it. But you get to 200, man. It's like, man, what haven't we not talked
Yeah,
about?
what have we not? Yeah. It was, I think we did it. We talked about life expectancy.
Oh, okay.
Something like 78.6 years old. So we're 40 is past middle age. Time to go out and get a Corvette, Dan.
It's gonna go out get like a late 90s one too. Just not even like a good one.
No,
Just like a late 90s one. Just
it's not bad when you consider the Corvettes of today, the Euro trash Corvettes of today.
Oh, those mid-engine supercars.
Yeah.
Speaking of mid-engine supercars, you want to drink this beer?
Yeah. Supercars and Milwaukee. It's things that go hand in hand.
Milwaukee. Oh man, I'm stoked for this because I've had the only other beer I've ever had from New Glarus was their Oktoberfest, and it is a treat. But I mean, apparently this is the one you have to drink if you're going to have New Glarus. Guys, we are going to be drinking Spotted Cow. It's a cask conditioned ale, has been a popular choice among among brews since long before Prohibition. Damn, so this goes long before Prohibition. It's a pioneer spirit with our Wisconsin farmhouse ale, brewed with flaked barley and the finest Wisconsin malts. Give a nod to our farmers with a little hint of corn. Oh man, this is great.
Like that. Get the old C5s, one of the worst gens of vets.
Yeah, probably. I don't know anything about vets. I just
no. Vets weren't cool past 1969.
Oh, dude, I should get an REO Speedwagon shirt and do the Billy Madison scene when he shows up to high school.
Wow, way to be morbid. What if we die and still have to pay taxes?
Oh man,
yeah.
I don't know if I want to touch on that, Dylan. I really just want to crack this beautiful New Glarus Spotted Cow ale here.
Let's crack this thing.
Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
Ooh. I don't know, Tom. They just call it an ale. So
I thought it was a farmhouse.
yeah, like a farmhouse ale, but like
It's
like
yeah, it
even on
says
just even
original
on the
farmhouse.
can, it just says like, it's just their ale. Yeah, original farmhouse ale right there. It's crazy that like a farmhouse ale is like the Yingling of our area, or of like Wisconsin. Like this
Yeah.
is their Yingling out there.
Yeah, 12-ounce farmhouse.
Yeah. Who'd have thought?
Not me.
It's a beautiful color though. I do like
Yeah.
it.
Nice clarity.
Yeah.
A little bit of haze to it. Dan, Slancha.
Cheers. Ooh. That is a treat right there.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah.
And Chamonix has a great IPA coming back this week.
I never knew how much I wanted corn in a farmhouse ale. It's like a farmhouse ale that had like sex with an American lager. And this is the child. Like this is like the crispiest farmhouse ale I've ever had.
This is yeah, this is kind of exactly what I would expect the state beer of Wisconsin to be.
This is a Wisconsin beer.
Mhm.
Like this pairs well with like cheese and high cholesterol.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, the kind of beer that people would like. This is the kind of beer that would say get your fancy IPAs out of here.
Yeah. This is the kind of beer that's just goes well with that accent. It pairs well with that Midwestern accent, don't you know?
Don't you know? Oh gosh.
Would yeah, get me a New Glarus, would you? Get me a pint of New Glarus. Oh, do they got the New Glarus variety packs at the store? Did you go down there to the Piggly Wiggly?
The variety pack is just 6 of these beers.
Yeah. There's 6 different spotted cows. One's more cornier than the other. Dude, the corn is hot on this beer too. Like it's got such an American lager taste with that. Not that corn, Tom.
Sorry, it's always where my mind goes.
Wisconsin.
Dan.
Yes.
Did you know we were getting a snowstorm today?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
You were aware of it? I was not.
I'm always aware of snow, Tom.
I got an email yesterday from work, and it was like snowstorm, whatever this is, Loretta or something, was like
Lorraine.
Yeah, something like that. But
Oof.
It was like snowstorm Lorraine's coming up the coast, probably going to be bad. You should all work from home. And I was like, oh, I wonder who's going to get hit hard with that. And I looked it up, and I was like, my wife was like, yeah, we're going to get smacked with snow.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, are we now? I've been looking at my weather app all week, and it was just saying rain.
Yeah.
I don't know when did it turn to snow?
Oh, this will probably answer all your questions, Tom. Sunday Sunday afternoon into the evening. In fact, we actually discussed it at the share, I believe. We all looked at our phones like, I think we're gonna get snowstorm.
Did we? That's news to me.
I do follow the someone playing with the weather machine.
Yeah.
It's Jeff Bezos. It's after the clock, he's got the weather machine. That's up next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw winter storm coming down. I mean, the northeastern part of the United States got hit way worse, man. I think even just in the Poconos, they got 10 inches. Everyone else up there like 1.5 feet, like well over a foot.
Yeah.
So I mean, we definitely got a little bit of it, but man, what we got, because it was warm. Like, I don't know if you saw on Instagram. I went biking yesterday.
Yeah.
Dude, I was biking, and then immediately 24 hours later, we had like 7 inches of snow out there. It hit warm air and just got wet. Like it was the wettest snow. I hate shoveling.
It was less than ideal shoveling. Yeah, it was hard and fast. Only a couple
The way
hours.
Tom likes it.
Yeah, yeah. Pause. Um,
Hard and fast, no lube.
um, yeah. I mean, it accumulated quickly, and then it just melted.
It did, yeah, but there was some you still had to shovel. It was like
Yeah.
there was
Oh yeah.
volume
Mhm,
where, like, I shoveled my sidewalk and, like, around the cars,
mhm,
and, like, another 2 inches landed on it after I shoveled because it was still snowing when I did that,
mhm.
and that all went away. But, like, the heavier stuff that I had to get later, dude, I was, like, throwing out my arms doing that.
Yeah, it's
It
tough.
was like shoveling, like, just wet, like, it
Well,
felt like.
there was like a base layer of slush.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like when you get to, like, the bottom of your ice cream after you've been eating it,
Yeah.
and it's just, like, it's still wet, but there's, like, still, like, significant volume in there.
But it was like one of those snows where like where the plows were just doing like a like only had to do like a quick pass and then it just melted. Like the melted off the roads.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was so mad. I opened the driveway, like, cleared the driveway out so, my wife could leave for work, and then the plow came and just, like, completely undid everything I did. Like, just moved it right there. Honestly,
Were
dude,
you
at
out there
10.
shaking your fist at the plow?
I never felt more like having a beer at 9:30 in the morning than I did watching that. Dude,
Um, wow. Chris White going through it today. Nothing better than struggling to get to work. I can't even imagine what the roads were
well,
like.
it was that heavy ass snow. Dude,
Yeah.
there were wires down, people's power was going out. Honestly, I'm surprised that we got this podcast together tonight. I mean, somebody farts on Tom's house and, like, we lose
Oh
internet.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was definitely worried about that. Yeah, Chris White, Works power went out. Did you just throw your hands up and go home?
Now you just gotta sit there until until they just make the decision.
Yeah, you just sit there in your cold office because there's no power. Um, but yeah, so Dan, you wanted to have a beer at 9 a.m. after shoveling. What
Dude,
what would
I
you
think it was just out of frustration and just being, like, sheer exhausted, but it was, like, kind of like that. After 2 o'clock, I would say when I did the 2 o'clock shovel, when I got the heavy stuff out of the way, that's when I was like, do I clock back into work now? And, like, I kind of wanted a beer while I was there. And I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's a little early. Not gonna do it. But man, I wanted like that post mowing beer, but, like, after shoveling.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a different type. Like what beer, like we talked about Crispies with, like,
Mhm.
after mowing the lawn, admiring your work, you had the post mow lawn, which is like, I would almost put the Spotted Cow as a post mow lawn.
A solid Post Malone.
Yeah, solid post mow lawn. And then, I think we did talk shoveling beers. Hey, it is a clip show, but we might have talked this. Ooh, I remember exactly what beer we talked about shoveling beers with.
What's that?
We did I think it was like either a Czech dark lager or a porter from Wrong Crowd in Westchester,
Okay.
and we
Yes.
discussed shoveling
Yes. Yes.
that
There
day.
was a wrong crowd beer and it was called
Was it shoveling beer?
something like that. Man, what was that? It was something to do with shoveling.
Dude, it just hit me. But anyway, so we did talk about this, and I think Wrong Crowd had it right with the shoveling beer style, because it was a dark beer. So
Yeah.
I feel like, we should kind of go back to the shoveling beer and, kind of have a shoveling beer redux. We're back. It's another snowstorm episode. Have we evolved? Has there been a better beer for us
Dan,
to shovel with?
the beer was called Done Shoveling and it was
Yes.
a Tmave Pivo.
It was a Czech dark lager. I knew it. I was like, yes.
Yeah. It was it's a solid one. I feel like that is just a really good I feel like that's a good like you're done shoveling, you come in, you like take off all your wet clothes
Yeah,
and
there it is.
and you sit down and enjoy a nice dark Czech lager or like a Dunkel or a Märzen.
Maybe we don't have to redux. We have the same opinion because I think we said that about this. We were just like, damn,
Well,
this is like exactly what you would drink after shoveling.
Dan, I would say something also. Now, I just said this is like, you come in, you kick off all the wet clothes and you settle down. How about having a beer sitting in the snow waiting for you to be done, for you to crush before you go in the house?
Ooh, I've never done the beer while I'm still outside.
So I did it once and I took a picture of it. It's on our Instagram.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, you did.
yeah,
Okay.
cherry sour
Oh, okay.
from the Laramie.
Oh,
And
yeah. I remember this now.
it was fine. It was good. It was refreshing. I feel like,
Look at us inadvertently doing a clip show.
yeah, we're just inadvertently doing a clip show. Um, I think just a macro lager, like to have like a can of or Miller Lite
Yeah.
or a bottle of like High Life sitting in the snow while
Is
you
it this
shovel.
Yeah, is it the same as, like, the beer you have while you're mowing the lawn? Like, I guess, are they the exertion beers? Like, those are the beers you wanna have while you're engaging in some sort of strenuous activity?
Well, I think that's the beer. Like this is the beer that like you finish shoveling because I don't know if I don't know if drinking the beer while shoveling is the best plan.
Yeah, no, definitely not. No, it
This
has to
is
be right after,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is like I'm done shoveling. I'm standing in front of the garage and I just want to crush this before I go inside.
Yeah, you're just, like, kicking snow out of the, snow blower and just, like
Yeah,
you're about to walk in, but you're like, "You know what? Like, I'm warm because I've just exerted myself, like, I'm not gonna get cold. Let
right.
me drink a beer until I feel cold, and I'll go back in."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um so yeah, I think that's the play. And something dark when you come in.
Yeah,
Um
something dark when you're warming up, you're by the fire maybe,
mhm. I
god damn.
think like a dark lager is good. I even think like a Russian Imperial Stout.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, if you wanna get real stouty, like, uh
Something malty and roasty.
yeah, like, if it's a long day of, like, shoveling, like, if you're getting it done towards the evening and you're like, "Hey, like, I'm done, I'm just gonna pop in the shower real quick," and when you come out and you just get that imperial stout, like, just sitting there by the fire, you're nice and clean, you know you have nothing to do for the rest of the day. That Russian imperial just sneaks out and goes, "Hey, hey,
Hey, buddy.
you wanna crack
Mm,
this?" Nah, that's a good, yeah. Oh, man, post-shoveling beers. I love it.
yeah.
I really have to kinda circle back because I'm really enjoying the Spotted Cow. I think this is one of the best beers we've had in a while,
Mhm.
as, like, pretty unique, but just, like, completely crushable. Like, this thing
Yeah, it's
drinks
going
like
down
it
easy.
drinks like a lager, like, to be honest, like, there's a little bit of a funk to the farmhouse ale, but, like, the corn and, like, just the malt build on this is it's got such a, like, a lager taste to it.
Yeah, it's super refreshing.
Yeah, completely crushes.
Yeah, I agree. Um, I agree with all your points there, Dan. Yeah, the corn does reign supreme in this beer though.
Oh, yeah. This beer's all corn, and it's great that we're talking about, like, shoveling beers because I do have a quintessential shoveling beer for the next one.
Okay. I like that. And then I think we have an article to get into as well. So
Oh, yeah, we have something that's gonna touch the hearts of everybody, all of our listeners here, people in the industry, people outside of the industry. We're gonna be talking flights.
yeah,
You
we
got
got
that
a.
you got that boo? You got that boo?
Do I? No, I don't. Oh wait,
Ah,
wait.
boo! We gotta get it. Hold on, let me start again. There it is. Yeah, flights.
Yeah.
I found a very well, written article about flights and kind of, like, real reasons why, like, you shouldn't be drinking flights.
Okay.
And I think we had a deep dive into this. Tom, where are you at on your beer right now?
I'm good to go.
You good to go?
Yeah,
Nice.
I am good to go.
All right. So let's dive into this. So obviously, I hope Phil doesn't mean it. Oh man, I like when a folksy beer holds up. Yeah, I gotta say this beer holds up.
Yeah.
This is a delicious beer.
Yeah.
So I was looking at this article about flights, and the one thing that stuck out to me was there was a quote. It just said, "I hate beer flights," and it was from the owner and head brewer of Notch Brewing in Salem, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Which we've heard of Notch in the past.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've talked about them before, but it got me kind of like, they knew who they found a very decent hype brewery, and they got the whole they got you tied into it. They're like, we're gonna tell you why flights are bad in certain like columns. So first column that they talk about. So there's a couple. I'll just go down the column. So beer drinking experience is one of the reasons. Logistics and service, pricing and profit, and then brand image. So those are the basically the areas in which flights are the worst thing for breweries.
Okay. Dan, you want to crack this next beer, and then we'll get deep into this article?
Yeah, I'm ready to
break your
hop in. No, I hit that stupid tripod from our Instagram live. But yeah, I'm ready to dive into this next beer while we go into ours. Do you have yours already set up?
I do. So I'll bring mine up.
I'll pull yours up. I'll grab mine.
I'm staying on the corn train. And I am going with, where are you? Share. Old Growth from our old friends at Treehouse Brewing Company.
Ooh.
So Old Growth is our Kentucky Common Ale and a companion to our house-made bourbon, Old Growth. Brewed with a wealth of available information, we utilize 6-row barley, corn, there it is, crystal malt, black malt, and cluster hops to recreate this historical style that is mostly lost to our past. Pouring a deep orange color into the glass, it carries flavors of sweet corn, mildly caramelized.
You're not gonna let it go, are you?
No, and earthy classic hops. So this is continuing our resurgence into non-hype treehouse beers.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting out of the haze with Treehouse. We've been deep in their lager program, and
yeah, we are. We're getting into Treehouse Lager Company.
Yes, we are.
From Charlton. I mean, and if you're looking for a
treehouse beer that doesn't look like a treehouse beer at all,
the label shop.
That's a beautiful, that's a beautiful looking label right there.
Looks like an old bourbon label. You gotta love that little.
It looks like it was keistered by your grandparents during the Prohibition. Yeah,
but it was keistered by our friend.
It was keistered by our friend. The biggest keister we know. It's
some say gaping.
Yeah, there's no limit to what this man can keister, guys, and that's the beer mule, everybody.
Oh, should have guessed that this was coming.
There it is.
There's
no limit to what he can keister.
We've talked about it a lot on the podcast. It goes with our theme of the clip show, but we are a sucker for a little gold foil action in there, and just the black with the gold foil. It's just with a mixture of fonts. This speaks.
It's a beautiful can, man.
The typography, the beautiful use of typography,
the feng shui on it. It's just
fantastic.
Well laid out. Yeah. It's got everything is in its place there.
Yeah. So Dan, what are you going with?
Well, I'm pretty sure we've had it on the podcast here before. But we just talked about having, post shoveling beers, and
Yeah.
I'm going dark. I'm going dark and crispy here. I'm going
Ooh.
Tamavi 13, a double decocted. That's double decocted dark lager brew with Czech Zaz hops and floor malted Bohemian barley, jet black with a Capitan foam, medium body with a mild drying roasting character. Notes of aniseed and dark bread crust. I am ready to crack into this bad boy.
All right, Dan, let's get a crack here. Wait, what happened to me?
There he is.
Wait.
What?
Wait. Why am I? Well, I don't know. My screen's all wonky.
Oh, I was just getting us back to our normal screen. Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. My screen was just wonky and still showing me the page.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, and Tom,
Yeah.
you were talking about label shop, and I was just like staring at this beautiful label as I get this guy poured out here. I think Human Robot never misses when it comes to a label.
Yeah, it's rare if they ever do.
Oof. Look at this. Like, it's just beautiful retro looking. Got a little bit of gold font on that.
Yeah. I am I'm curious. Have you had this one, Dan?
Have I had the what? This? Oh no, I have not had that one. Nope. I've had a Kentucky Common in the past, not from.
No, I mean for the Treehouse one, because you gave this to me.
Yeah. So the mule had curated some 4-packs for us. Gotcha. So that was
okay.
That was curated for you, my friend.
Oh wow! I didn't know that this was such a personal touch to it.
The mule's attention to his keister is only shadowed by the attention he brings to his friends.
Wow, it was beautiful, Dan.
Thank you.
It was very beautiful. Sancha.
Cheers, man. Oof. Roasty.
Wow. This is continues to be a revelation from Treehouse. We had their was it the Hells?
We had the Grodzitsky last week.
Grodzitsky, that's what it was.
We've had the Hells before in the past. I've brought the Hells over.
The Grodzitsky
one of my favorites.
Fantastic. Probably the best Grodzitsky I've had. This is just a great. It's like a Tamavi Pivo light.
Ah, really?
It's like a Tamavi Pivo with corn.
With corn.
Yeah, so there's a ton of roastiness from the malts. Malts are they're the star here.
And baby, we in malt season right now.
Yeah. But that corn, like the subtle sweetness from the corn,
yeah,
in the background is really, really nice.
Yeah, corn just adds another level to like the malt backbone of a beer. I don't know. I enjoy it in when lagers present it because it just gives it that like. I don't know, and it's crazy though. If you look in the Reinheitsgebot, it's actually like an off flavor. Like it's not supposed to be a flavor indicative of like what Germans know as a lager, but like that American lager kind of like paved the way to like, hey, you put corn in it, might be pretty sweet, and you might like it.
Yeah, it's I mean, they just see it as an adjunct.
Yeah, exactly.
Adjunct.
Yeah, corn is like what lactose is to Tom. Like corn is a German's like lactose.
Fair. Fair. I mean, if we learned anything from Jeremy Myers, that Germany's coming around on the old toasts.
Yeah, the non-Reinheitsgebot beers that they make over there, trying to mimic the trying to mimic America.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when all those like Swedish metal bands started doing like new metal for a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, In Flames got in there.
Yeah, they started getting real new metal, and you're just like, come
Yeah.
on, man, go back to what you guys do best.
Yeah. Come on, you glorious ginger bastard.
Ah,
So how's the Tamave Pivo treating you, Dan?
It's everything I hoped a shoveling beer would be. 6 hours after shoveling. Settling down after a long day of shoveling, and then running in and having meetings in my snowboard pants. Like just sitting at home, like talking to like clients, and just like sitting there being like, I'm not gonna turn my camera on because I'm sitting here wearing a hoodie, a beanie, and a pair of snowboard pants right now.
That's fair.
But 6 hours later, enjoying a nice dark full-bodied beer like this. Not even full-bodied, like it's a medium body. I would say the mild drying roast character is great. Yeah. And that dark bread crust description. I love a nice bready, like dark beer like this.
Yeah, it's a good one. Did they do did they do a 10 degree? Am I wrong there? The Tamave Pivo 10 degree?
No, they do a Czech 10, which is like
That's what I'm thinking of, the Czech 10 then.
Yeah.
Same label style.
Yeah, similar. Yep. Very similar to that Czech most of their Czech beers, they have this real like almost like European kind of like marketing to it.
So is there more to that article, that flight article?
Yeah, so like every column has a little more descriptors. So like the beer drinking experience one, I think, is one that we can kind of talk about with what like the beer drinking experience and what flights kind of do to ruin that, because we've talked about it on the podcast before of like a beer's journey in like a 16-ounce glass. You're getting it cold to like room temperature, and glassware is something that glassware and volume are two things that they highlight in this article as like things that reasons why breweries shouldn't have flights, and what it does to beers like true I guess experience. So like glassware, you're gonna have like Belgians in a nice stem tulip glass is how you should be serving them and stuff like that, and you're putting them in these tiny little like 5-ounce shot glasses on a flight. Like,
Right.
are you getting the true experience of this Belgian beer on this little 5-ounce pour on a flight? Same with, and that goes hand in hand with volume too. Like how many sips does it take to like fully experience a beer?
That's a good, I never thought about that. Like, how many sips does it take?
Yeah, exactly. Like is 5 ounces, and like palate contamination's another thing too that they talk about. So like if you're not drinking water in between each 5 ounce, are you washing your palate well enough, or are you having too many abrasive beers in your flight that they're just going to affect each other as you drink them?
And how many people are just having like taking a sip of each beer, sip, 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 sip,
Exactly. And there's also like, to be honest, like we're like, I guess you'd have to be pretty smart at this juncture or a craft beer expert to know, like, but temperature and carbonation, like, are you getting to the beers in time in your flight?
Right.
Where you're going to experience the carbonation and the temperature that they recommend you drink this beer at.
And then you got to run to Untappd and rate the lager low because it tastes like the sour that you have 2 beers before this.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that was I thought those were all very good points for like the product itself. And then they go into where my favorite reason why you shouldn't serve flights is logistics and service.
Okay.
Did you just fart?
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. Thank you. But no, this goes out to our my fellow like front of house employees. Basically like to explain flights to customers, and to serve flights to customers when you're like the only bartender in a room of full of tap room. It creates a negative tap room experience if you're constantly pouring flights, and it's taking away from like getting pints out to like other customers and stuff like that. If you're going like beer drinkers who are listening on the podcast, if you're going into a brewery, it's packed to the gills. You got a bartender just straight hustling pints, just pouring pints. Don't go up there and ask for a flight. Don't do it. But this becomes into like logistics and services, which is like, they're time consuming to fill for servers.
Yeah. I mean, we've put out a bunch of memes with, talking about flights. It's always, on a Saturday, it's 4 deep at the bar and you're asking for a flight.
Yeah.
It's not a good look. You're making it hell for your beer tenders.
Yeah, exactly. And like going back and seeing who like orders flights, somebody's going to come up and just like order a flight. Like it's tough to explain because there's so many different people or different types of people who order flights, but like as soon as you see them, they're going to order a flight. Like it's always
be careful. We don't want to offend anybody who knows a stroke victim.
Jesus. But you're gonna have that guy who comes up and he's gonna be wearing, for us in our region of the United States, they're gonna be wearing a Victory t-shirt.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
A Victory t-shirt with a vest over it, a puffy like Eddie Bauer vest too. Like, and it's clearly 30 degrees out. They could have had something with sleeves, but they chose not to. They've got a bass fishing hat on. What they're saying is they like craft beer and they might know a thing or two about it.
And they're going to let you know.
Yeah. And they're like, do you offer flight? And they always want to offer flights. And I hate that. Or it's going to be like, just like mid 40s to like early 50s woman who just doesn't know what she wants. So just gets the flight. And there's people and they're not getting the complete experience of the beer.
Just get tasters. Like you can
I taste this? Like, yeah. And then you want to take that beer and then take it for a journey. Get a 16 ounce, get a 10 ounce pour. Even a 10 ounce pour, you could still get the same experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the only way to combat that is just make flights outrageously priced. Charge $20 for a flight.
Or just don't offer them. But
right.
I mean,
or don't offer them.
In the same vein as outrageously priced, basically what we do is like we make our 5 ounce pours a la carte. So like they're individually priced. So basically if you're going to pay you're not going to get a deal on like a flight. You're going to pay like per each one. Mm-hmm. And at the same time and almost have a crazy tab compared to if you just had like, 2 to 3 pints of what you really wanted.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I think that's not a bad way to go about it. Like, hey, we don't have flights, but you can do 5 ounce pours and they're each $3. So
yeah,
you're going to pay $12 for for what you would normally pay like $6 for.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's actually where the next part goes into is like pricing and profit. Like, some people, the means of cost of each beer included in a flight like needs to be averaged into the single price with the lot and everything. So it's hard to judge like, sales when you're just pouring flights out all the time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense because different beers, they cost different amounts.
Yeah. It's like a bundle discount, which is like annoying. Yeah. I'm vehemently against it. And yeah, I think most of our listeners and most of the people that we talk to aren't flight people, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not having those people is, in our immediate area is a godsend, but we have to put up with them when we go to the tap room. Especially people who are working behind the bar. But
yeah, very rarely I will order a flight.
I think the last flight I ever ordered, and I think it was because they advertised it, was sour Sundays at Free Will Brewing.
Okay.
because there was like special cask pours. So they actually wanted you to get the flight because like they didn't have enough for like full pours. They're like, hey, you get the bundle of like all 4 barrels as a flight
Mhm.
and try all of the different sours. And I think that was the last time I had a flight.
I think the last time I had a flight was Beer Zombies in Las Vegas.
Oh,
I
okay.
ordered a flight with my wife. And then we ordered, full pours after that.
Yeah.
And we were also the only people in the tap room.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, also, know your environment too. Like, if you are someone who wants to try a bunch, like you were away on a trip, like it's not like you're ever gonna come back to that. Like in a more recent time, like you went out there, you came back, but like you're not always going out to Vegas. Maybe you want to try a few from out there. Know your environment. Like, don't walk into a brewery if you're on vacation and you're like, man, I can't wait to try a ton of their beers. And you got a bartender who is just in the weeds back there. Like you want good service and not a loogie at the top of your milk stout. Yeah. Just get a 10 ounce and go sit down and wait it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, it's just don't order flights. Like,
don't order flights. There was no reason to order flights. There's absolutely. And yeah, a lot of what's crazy is there's one final category that they talk about as like the reason, and it's brand image. And this is kind of funny, but we're talking about how like what I just brought up, and I didn't even read this part of the article, but I just kind of scrolled down to it. It kind of goes along with what I was just saying about the guy who orders flights, but ordering flights is like what your dad did. So like you have these new drinkers who are out there now, and like flights are like they look as flights as embarrassing. They're like, this is something my dad did.
Yeah, it's boomer shit.
Yeah, it's boomer shit. I'm just like reading it. I'm like, oh my God, it is boomer shit.
Yeah. When I think of like the person who's ordering a flight, it's like that boomer guy that comes in, he's wearing he's wearing like a buttoned up shirt tucked into his khakis.
Yeah.
On a weekend.
He still wears the cell phone outside on his belt loop.
Yes. I mean, that's fair. If you really want to be a pain, if a beer tender is being a dick to you or something, I want a flight.
Yeah, and I hate asshole. Like I was talking to a brewer friend of mine who works at a brewery that should not be named on this podcast. We don't need that. We don't need that fire. We don't need that heat.
Okay.
But so he works at a brewery, and he was like, man, he's like,
I just got it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We were talking about him over the weekend.
Yeah.
Brewing at a prominent brewery down here in Pennsylvania that hasn't had a good image in the last couple of years, but he was talking about he just came up to the tap room and he's like, man, I love coming up here. He's like, I love that I can have a beer conversation with you. He's like, the beer tenders down at we'll keep the name out of it. He's like,
not that one.
Not that one.
Nope. It's the yeah.
It's the I was gonna say there you go.
I'm trying to time it up.
No, it's okay. 1, 2, 3, go. No. Anyway, he was saying like they're just robots. They're there for a paycheck. They don't care about the product. They're just like, they're just moving pints to move it. Like the taproom experience, and it's an FYI to like all beer tenders and stuff. Like the taproom experience is coming back. It's not just a conveyor belt of beers anymore. You gotta know your product, man. You gotta know it.
Yeah, and you have that relationship with your regulars.
Yeah. You're establishing that networking. You got your regulars. You gotta be up on it anymore, man. It's not a faceless, like it's not a faceless business anymore where like you're just selling 4-packs out to like people in masks, or you're just getting the beers out to people now. Like the tap room experience is coming back where they want to talk about the beers. So
Yeah.
be up on it.
Yeah. Do better. Just
Do better.
Let's
say no to flights when they ask.
Yeah, say no to flights. Dan, let's wrap up episode 200 here.
200 guys.
Yeah.
200.
Yeah, it's been a trip. This is the final episode of Best Friends Pod.
Yeah, we're done after this, guys.
If you didn't see this coming,
it's Pear Pints bought us. Be on the lookout for the next episode. The best pints in the world.
There you go. The Pints family has been running this forever.
Yeah. The best friends pint cast in the world.
Yeah. No, we'll be back next week. We're
always back. You can't get rid of us.
We didn't even talk about the beer share this weekend. It was
be on the lookout for a reel. I'll put a reel out for it, and we've got some little footage, little home movies. Proud dad moment over there, just like recording it. I'm like, we did it, guys.
It was a fun time from what the parts that I remember of it.
Yeah, we had a good beer share. I think everything went solid beer share.
I ended up I may or may not have stolen a KBS from Matt. I opened up my cooler and there was a KBS sitting up top. I was like, I don't remember him giving this to me.
Man.
Did I just take it from him? Am I a bad? Oh, I mean, I'm a bad person, but am I that bad of a person?
Yoink.
Yeah. An aged KBS. Like, I'm not going to drink it. So Matt, if you're listening to this, if you want that back, I will give it back to you. I didn't.
I am so sorry.
Yeah. I'm immensely sorry. And I'm ashamed of myself. Oh yeah, we had a good beer share. Yeah, it was fun all around. Next morning, not great, but
no, I think none of us fared very well the next morning. So
no, but overall fun, good time. But yeah, this has been Best Friends Podcast episode 200. We out.
See you.
Switching roles there.
Role reversal.
All right, we're done. And there's only 2 people in the chat. I think one of them's Dylan.
Yeah. Dylan, we've talked with you enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I opened up the so the beers that I have been sitting in my cooler for 2 days. Because when I came home, I was too drunk to put them away. and then I forgot about it yesterday. I got them today and I opened it up and there was a KBS sitting there and I was like, oh, did I steal this from Matt?
Yeah. Oh man. I came home and like basically went into like full, like, all right, got the Super Bowl. We're going to get baths done. We're going to get the little one to bed. Oh, you're going to bed too? Okay, I'm going to go watch the Super Bowl. And I passed out about 10 minutes into the third quarter.
Oh, you didn't make it to the finish?
Oh no, dude. I fell asleep right on the couch, dude. There was like a half full beer next to me on the coffee table. I just had like a Disney princess blanket over me, and I'm just like,
I remember
I woke up at 11:30 and The Tracer was on CBS.
The Tracer?
I don't know, or The Tracker. I don't know. It's some like CBS show, but like I'm like, wait, did I miss everything?
Yeah, I saw I stayed up for the whole game. Oof.
Eesh.
I did make it through the whole game. I distinctly remember the halftime show because the halftime show was fantastic.
The halftime show was great.
Yeah, and I was like, man, I'm gonna fully enjoy Ursher here. Yeah, I don't remember too much. I remember laughing very, very hard when Kansas City scored that touchdown in overtime.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, well, we're going to go, overtime rules are a little different. This is just another quarter. We're going to start another quarter. And then they score. And they're like, well, no, we're not. Kansas City wins.
Dude. They were just like, and it's done. It's done, guys. It's completely.
Then watching Deebo Samuel cry, like, yes, those sweet tears.
I think the Greenlaw. I remember the Greenlaw injury too.
Yes, yeah,
yeah. That was brutal.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the Achilles tear. I just remember like seeing him down on the ground, and I looked through our chat, and I was pretty active in the chat.
I was gonna say, yeah, you felt pretty coherent there. I think I was more coherent during the halftime show because all I wanted to talk about was Ludacris getting out there. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Luda. Yeah, no, Dan was you were pretty active in the chat too. Yeah, I like all the pictures of people drinking after the share.
Yeah, I had a double IPA after the share, like a schmuck. Didn't even finish it. Looked over at it. It was just like half full. I'm like, yeah. I kind of giggled to myself a little bit when I woke up at like 11:30 on the couch.
Wait, did I? All right, I thought I put it in the chat, but I think I sent it to you. Oh yeah, I did. I sent it to you. Twisters.
Yeah, Twisters was previews.
Yeah.
Damn, I went over to YouTube, watched the Deadpool 3 trailer. I was like,
yeah, that was awesome.
This is gonna be a ton of fun. And then Twisters, like, ooh, that looks great.
Yeah, I said, oh yeah, I have in there laughing my ass off. Greenlaw blowing out his knee, just walking on the field.
Dude, it was insane. I saw recaps of that. Oh. And it was people like, those painted lines on the field are just dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw the break, like the slow motion, and it was like the Aaron Rodgers injury. You could actually see his Achilles snap.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, brutal
injury.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I texted somebody where it was like 10. It was, I forget what the score was. I think it was like, it was 10-3, maybe. That sound right? In the third quarter,
maybe. Yes. So I think they were up like 10-0 at halftime or something.
Yeah, and it was like 10-3, and I just remember like I texted somebody and I was just like, this game's boring as hell.
Oh, it was the game was ass.
The game was an absolute snooze fest of like actual progression and action. It was just it was garbage.
Yeah, there's a lot, like I don't remember like being active in this chat. But there was things like someone said Fat Bastard's favorite Helen Hunt movie was Twister. And then I said literally the only movie Helen Hunt has been in. I was like, that's egregious. And then I thought back on it, I was like, what other movies has Helen Hunt been in?
Oh, she was in that movie with Jack Nicholson when they're in the apartment, As Good as It Gets.
That's a random pool.
Yeah, As Good as It Gets. Dude, you ever watch As Good as It Gets? Great movie. Greg Kinnear, Helen Hunt, Jack Nicholson. Good movie. Just a solid good movie.
I know Helen Hunt from Mad About You and Twister. And that's it.
Yeah, dude, I was right. Helen Hunt was in As Good as It Gets. And
what was the space movie? Oh no, you're thinking of Jodie Foster, dude. Was she in contact with Jodie Foster? Or is he just mixing up Helen Hunt?
I think he's got Jodie Foster now mixed up.
They do.
Sorry, Chris White. Chris White, she wasn't in contact.
They do have a similar face. It's a very angular face.
Dude, look at this cast. Top build cast. Jack Nicholson, Helen Hunt, Greg Kinnear, Cuba Gooding Jr., and then Skeet Ulrich.
Skeet Ulrich?
Yeah. Wow. You know, good old Skeet. But anyway, like, dude, it was great. It was about a curmudgeon author who just like lived in an apartment and was just like an asshole neighbor to all his like New York neighbors. It was good. Jack Nicholson, great. As Good as It Gets. Good movie.
It's like Dan float thrown. Oh, Castaway, you're right. Castaway, she was in it for
Yeah, she
like
was in Castaway. Yeah.
5 minutes. Um, the
5 at the
vo
beginning, 5 at the end.
yeah, the volleyball had more screen time than Helen Hunt.
And more sex appeal. Hey,
Hey. What was the
Wilson would
movie
get it.
what was the movie with Cuba and Skeet? They had keep something under a certain temp.
Keep something under a certain temperature? Is it good as it gets? I don't remember Cuba Gooding Jr. as much as I remember Greg Kinnear. His played his gay neighbor, and he thought Jack Nicholson was like a homophobe, but he was just an asshole.
I did like Butker kicked a long field goal.
Oh
And
yeah.
and Matt just randomly got in the chat and said 20-point kick. Because we're
a kickers league next
a
year.
kickers league right now. And I said Butker pick round one overall. Oh yeah, and then quarter to 11. There's me.
You finished us all out. Nobody was awake.
Yeah,
you were the
my
last
ass
person
off.
in the chat.
Shanahan and blowing Super Bowls. Name a better duo.
Yeah, dude, you were the last person. I remember got up, read that, and went to bed. I was just like, oh.
and then the next after that is Stan talking about his spicy poops.
Dude, I gotta say, I think we did everything in our beer share correctly. There was nothing in that beer share that I would change except for eating wings before it.
Yeah, I
think spicy wings may not have been the right choice.
I didn't even have spicy wings, and I woke up at 4 a.m. with the worst stomach ache I've ever had.
You just had the ball of lead.
Yeah, I've joked about the molten ball of lead in my stomach. That was literally I sat on the toilet and then I was like, okay, that should do it.
Just get
Didn't
it
do
out.
it. And then I tried to make myself throw up to get rid of it. Couldn't do it. I was like, well, I'm not throwing up, so it can't be that. And then I just had to stew in bed of just going, ah. I thought about cutting it out. I thought grab my 3.5 inch and just cutting it out. Just get it out of me.
It's just a solid KBS bottle comes out of you.
Yeah. Oh my God. What is he talking about? Cuba and Skeet.
I don't know.
What's his name? Skeet Wilson?
Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah, now I gotta look him up. Oh God damn it! I gotta turn this off, dark mode off. Skeet Ulrich.
Oh, Chill Factor.
Jesus God, what? Chill Factor?
Chill Factor.
we gotta read the plot of this movie.
Yeah, it's great.
10 years after one of Dr. Richard Long's military experiments went wrong and killed 18 U.S. servicemen and a medical assistant, he has become a recluse in a small town of Jerome, Montana. Long still conducts science experiments at the local base, but his only social activity is going fly fishing with Tim Mason, a cook in the local Greasy Spoon. We're off to a good start.
This movie sounds terrible.
Long is murdered by Colonel Andrew Brenner, a former Army officer who took the blame and served 10 years in prison for Long's experiment. Now a free man with a score to settle with the government, Brenner has assembled a team of mercenaries, plans to steal and sell Elvis, Long's highly volatile blue crystal substance, to the highest bidder, thus having his revenge against the government for covering up its existence, making him a patsy for their handling of the weapon. Brenner and his team attack the U.S. Army. It's basically The Rock. Brenner and his team attack
It's The Rock in an ice cream truck.
Yeah, attack the U.S. Army research center where the chemical weapon is being stored, killing some of the Army MPs who were stationed at the base. Fortunately for Brenner, Long has already delivered Elvis to Tim, along with the directions that the substance must remain below 50 degrees or it will detonate, causing enormous casualties. So he trusted a biological weapon with his fly fishing buddy, a cook from the local Greasy Spoon.
And Arlo from Cuba Good, played by Cuba Gooding Jr.
Skeet
Ulrich had so many freaking roles.
After Mason and Arlo, an ice cream delivery man, have a run-in with Brenner, they set off en route to Fort Magruder, some 90 miles away. The two don't get along with each other. Arlo only agrees to transport the substance in his ice cream truck because Mason held a gun on him. But they find a common bond in trying to avoid Brenner and his team. Yeah. There's a whole lot more, but this just sounds awful. And I don't remember Skeet Ulrich. What else? I got to see what else.
Skeet Ulrich, he was Billy Loomis in Scream. He was the bad guy in Scream.
He was a thug in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. But he was,
Billy Loomis. Yeah, you're right. He was in As Good as It Gets. Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yep.
Chill Factor. I mean, he's been in nothing movies. Outside of Scream, he's been in nothing.
Yeah. Just a lot of garbage.
He reprised his role as Billy Loomis in Scream in 2022.
He did. He was in it.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Yeah. Television.
I think.
Oh, he was in Riverdale.
Yeah. Riverdale kind of sucked.
Yeah, it did. What else was he in? That's it. Robot Chicken, various voices. Man.
Yeah, not a lot here.
He was awarded, or he was he was. I was going to say he was nominated for a couple awards, but no, nothing of. No, he was not in Seventh Heaven. He was in Jericho.
He was in The Craft.
I mean, he was in The Craft. Oh, he was in The Craft.
Came out before Scream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing fun here, guys.
No, he was in Jericho. Do you remember Jericho?
No, I never watched it.
It was kind of a sick show.
Was that the one with what's his name? Dude from 90210?
I think so. It was a post-apocalyptic show.
Yeah, it had the Presley dude, didn't it?
Yeah.
Who did it have? What's his name?
Not Jason Priestley.
That's what I thought it was. Jason Priestley. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Jason Priestley. Go to Jericho. It's right here. Skeet Ulrich, Lane James, Ashley Scott, Kenneth Mitchell. Oh, I thought Jason Priestley was in this. I guess not.
No. He was not. Nope.
Damn, Skeet Ulrich was the top bill in that.
Yep.
Oh, and they had the guy from Walking Dead in it.
Which one's that?
Lenny James, Robert Hawkins.
Dude. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh shit. I forget who it's been a while since I watched that. They had Sprague Graydon, who is in just like the most random shit ever.
Who?
Sprague Graydon. Paranormal Activity 2. She's been in a bunch of stuff. But she's like one of those actresses like that. She's just in like the most random stuff.
She was in Reacher.
Was she in Reacher?
Yeah,
she was in Reacher. Yes.
Seaver.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get off the stream here as
I'm here
going through IMDb.
Yeah. We're too deep. We're too deep now. All right. Yep. We will. We'll catch everybody next week.
See you.
See ya.